Hi there, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto, and we're looking at a Lexus ISF. This one here from 2009 is a first generation ISF. And so the ISF is kind of like the Lexus version of a BMW M3 or a C63 AMG sort of. It's the big engine version of the IS. This one 2009, 155,000 kilometers. It was bought from auction. We're going to be sending it over to Europe. I will say shipping right now to Europe is a little bit of a challenge. Most of the time cars have to wait a little bit longer than normal. It has been especially bad in the last 6 months, but looks like things are starting to clear up. We're getting more spaces now than previously. Okay, so yes, a Lexus 2UR V8 engine with 5 liters. Obviously a quad cam, because that's what Toyota does, and puts out 420 horsepower. It's plenty of power for this car. The IS is a subcompact? I don't know what you would call it. It's a compact car. A little bit bigger, has wider fenders than the regular version of the IS. You also get this fender duct there, and it is a functional fender duct. Okay, you get a different front end with a little bit longer. I think it's, I don't know, maybe like 3 inches longer front end, and a different hood on there that's a little bit more bulging because you've got V8 power in there. And this one has stock exhaust. It sounds pretty good. Aftermarket exhaust would sound even better. So here's the auction inspection sheet. I'm just going to translate this for you so you know the condition of the car, and we'll compare it to the auction condition. Then we'll take a look at the car and see how it is. And I would say right off the bat, it's really good. It has some issue with the back bumper. That's probably my biggest concern. So 2009 Lexus ISF, auction grade 3.5. Interior and exterior are both a grade C, which I say is a little bit stiff for the car. It could be a BB if it weren't for the back bumper. Okay, 155, 800 kilometers. That is authentic mileage on this one. The sales points are purchased from user. Card key, toll collection box for Japanese highways. Of course, doesn't work outside of Japan. Reverse camera and aftermarket suspension. You know, I didn't notice it had aftermarket suspension. I just assumed that the original suspension was low like this, but I guess that's aftermarket. Okay, it says windshield rock chip, which typically isn't something I would worry about. You might have a few rock chips. I just noticed 2 of them right here. The front end of it actually has a number of rock chips here on the grill area. And then the tires come from 2021 and have about 70% of their life left on them. This one comes from 2019 and has maybe 30% of its life left on it. And yes, a 225 here and a 255 there. So a staggered setup with quite a bit of meat on the back. A 255 is pretty good. Okay, interior scratched, wear, and dirty. Yeah, it needs a vacuum. It doesn't smell, and the scratches and wear aren't that big, in my opinion. The hood damper doesn't work, hence why it's down at the moment. Normally it would be up, and I'll show you that engine in a second. Interior liner cracked. I couldn't find that. Okay, there probably is a crack somewhere. The dashboard looks like it's made out of a similar material as the Toyota Crown, like the 180 series Toyota Crown. Those ones crack a lot. I didn't see any cracks on this one. Okay, and it says seat has wrinkles, headlight is cloudy, and then A4 on the front bumper. The majority of that is under the front bumper, so you can't even see it. I did get some pictures of it, and then back has some cracks, and A2 and U2, and I would really consider this more like an A3 U2 and crack. And I'll just show you this right off the bat. The biggest area of visible damage on the car, right there. Okay, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's show you the engine. And typical of all cars from this generation on, you don't get to see an engine. You get to see a plastic cover that simulates an engine. You can see it is a V8 because there are 8 squares on the engine cover. I'm sure that's how Lexus was thinking. And same thing with Mercedes and BMW and everyone. They're like, let's put an engine cover on that pretends it's a V8. I mean, it is a V8 in here. And it is a pretty nice V8. It's, I haven't driven the first BMW 3 Series like M3 with a V8. I think it's the E92. I hear it's a very nice V8. I don't know, until I drive that, this is maybe my favorite V8. Okay, the coolant looked okay, and the oil is a little bit low. Mechanically, the car is sound. Okay, and take a look. This is a line that you don't get on the regular version of the IS. It puts the hood a little bit higher to fit that slightly bigger engine. Okay, so once around, so you can see it from all the different sides. Yes, the wheelbase is extended for this version. That's what I was trying to say earlier when I couldn't make sense of my words. The wheels, I'm not too sure. They kind of look like a dealer optional wheel or a later model Lexus wheel. I don't mind them. They do look like, something you get on a stock car nowadays. Something like the Lexus ISF or the GSF or what other F versions that you get. Not sure what the F stands for. Maybe somebody in the comments knows. But F is kind of the Lexus version of M. Like they had to pick a letter. We want to be like BMW. I know, let's go with F for fast. Or, I don't know, flippin' good, right? Okay. So I think people generally like this car. People like it when you put a big engine into small cars. And I have driven these, and it's about what you would expect. Rear-wheel drive, V8 engine, too much power for legal speeds, that kind of thing. Okay, so I want to show you this. There are holes here, and it goes there to cool your brakes. I love it when cars have brake cooling ducts from the factory. Very cool. This headlight here is okay. The one over here, as you can see, is slightly different color. Your grille here also has some fade on it. And this is kind of what manufacturers do now, is they put kind of this clear window over top of the badges, and I'm not sure why they do that. Okay, front bumper. A lot of little rock chips. A lot of them. This person was driving quickly because he had the F seats, fast seats. And if you look at the underside, you can't really see that well, but yeah, it's scuffed pretty well. But again, nobody's crawling underneath your car, and so I personally wouldn't worry about that. A little bit of damage here and a little bit of damage there to round it all out. And a few rock chips on the hood. And there's actually one that's been touched up with touch-up paint up here. Okay, going down this side, it looks all good as we go down. It's good until we get here. Some touch-up paint and some scratches there, as well as very large scratches down there. Now, of course, you can try to polish those out. They all won't polish out, though. I can tell you that. The back of the bumper also has some cracks here. So we'll get from here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all grouped together. And they consider this a U2 because that's where it was dented in, and it's not exactly smooth. Okay, now there are some mild scratches that actually in this lighting show up a lot. They're not as deep as you would expect. Okay, and the tailpipes are kind of unique. Has the one over another tailpipe, but these are just casings. The actual, it is actually 2 exhaust pipes, but they're just like, I don't know if you can see that. It's all unfocused, but the pipes come out and there's a gap between that and what looks like tailpipes there. Stock spoiler, stock triangle thingy. What was the first car that did the triangle thingy? I'm not too sure. Oh, we have a dent here. Oh, and I just noticed this for the first time. There are some flex cracks and a paint crack right there. But there's this dent right here. That might have actually happened at the same time. Let's just get that from the other angle too. Right here. So all the doors have this bumper on them. And it's pretty common for these bumpers to exist in Japan. A lot of people aftermarket put them on their car. These ones look like they're from the factory because they are like the perfect shape. And they seem higher quality than, yeah, they don't even wrap around. They just kind of sit on the edge. So yeah, this definitely looks like a dealer option kind of thing. Okay, we'll come back to the interior in a second. Yes, the doors feel nice when they open and close. Lightweight and makes a good chunk sound. Okay, so now let's go to the interior of the car. Here's my impression. Trunk is a little bit small, rear seats are a little bit small, but again, it's a small car, so what are you going to do? Front seats, really big. They're pretty nice. They're bespoke seats to this version of the car. They're F seats. You get this cool Kevlar, not Kevlar, carbon fiber look, or some sort of a weave. I don't know what it is. It looks like carbon fiber, but then again, it is absolutely not carbon fiber color, so I don't know what it is. Memory seats here. A good handle in a good location. It's easy to use, and this thing here pops out because they're copying BMW. Okay, the seat has a little bit of wear and sag in it, but the car has, you know, over 100,000 kilometers. It's understandable for it to have some wear. So you can see the bum area is saggy. You can heat gun that to tighten it up a bit. And then this section here sags down a little bit as well. And then it has the typical leather wrinkles. Oddly, it doesn't have an F on this section of the seat or on the headrest. That's usually where you get logos. But to be honest, that's not going to wear out, but one that's here likely will. Okay, an F steering wheel with paddle shifters. That's kind of cool. You can also shift yourself with the shifter here if you want. The gauges look nice with their blue backlighting. And the steering wheel is in good condition for the mileage. It's also a reasonable size steering wheel for the car. Okay, don't see any cracks in the dashboard or in the liners in here. There is a scratch on the console here, right there. And there are some ashes, so we know it's been smoked in. Now, it doesn't smell like cigarettes inside. Shifting is nice. Comes with a CD player. This is all quite nice. It's all in English, so that makes it easier. It says climate here. Of course, the touchscreen here is not going to all be in English, but the climate, you can see there. The Japanese just says air conditioning. And then the touchscreen's there. It all works properly. Audio, let's pronounce that properly. Display. I guess you can change your contrast and your brightness. Okay. Info. Yay. None of this stuff makes sense to me. Drive plan. Let's set a drive plan. Let's not, apparently. Okay. Go back. Map of voice. Anyway, the dual AC, so you can set different temperatures for right and left. If you're my wife, you love that. If you are me, you hate that. I just like to have the same temperature all throughout the cabin, so whenever she changes her side, I change mine to match. We tend to like the same temperatures, which is nice, I guess. Okay, what else do we have in here? I don't know what that's for. Heated seats there. For front 2 seats. F mats. 2 pedals. You can't get this with a manual transmission. That is just not a thing that Lexus did. It's a shame that they never did it, because if you want resale value in your car, have a manual transmission. And then these days, you can always sell it for more than you bought it for, it seems. Okay, back seats. One thing I don't like, you can't put your foot underneath the seat there, meaning you get that much foot room. You can partially put it under, but not very much. And then it's also fairly narrow there. I mean, they do cut it up wide here, but that only helps so much. They also don't have a center seat here. This is just a plastic thing, and it's hard. You do have a pillow with some cup holders in it. And car seat anchors. Exactly what you want in your 420 horsepower sports sedan. Okay. Alright, and now my foot is stuck because I can't put it under the seat. Toyota has been making cars for a long time. They should know better than that. Tisk tisk, Toyota. Okay, so basically we're at the end of the video. I can't think of anything else to mention about it. Hope you enjoyed watching the video of the ISF. I think these are fantastic value for money at the moment, and they are going to be a car that's going to become more valuable as they go over time, in my opinion. Okay, so there it is. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.